Your mind is incredibly powerful, probably far more powerful than you give yourself credit for. It's so important what we tell ourselves and how we feel about ourselves. It definitely dictates the way we behave and the things that come to us. So this week we're going to talk about our view of ourselves. You know, it's easy to see yourself in a situation as a parent, an employee, a reader. I mean, whatever it is that you're thinking about, as useless or worthless or not as good as, or something negative. It's easy because no one's perfect. It's easy to find the flaws in what we do. But if we focus on those flaws, it intensifies that sense of uselessness or worthlessness or hopelessness that then causes us to behave more in that way. So be careful what you're telling yourself or what you're focused on. I'm the kind of person, I've always been this kind of person, who I'm focused on what's right, focusing on what's good, because it brings more good stuff to you. And it does absolutely no good at all to focus on the negative stuff anyway. So who wants to keep looking at that? Stop doing that to yourself. Start telling yourself what God has said about you. You're redeemed, you're whole, you're complete and lacking nothing, you're forgiven, you're free. There's so many things that God has promised to develop in us if we'll continually submit ourselves to Him. And having hope and having a vision for something different, then in telling ourselves what God says is true about us instead of what we're feeling in the moment, that opens avenues to us that further enlightens us to what our purpose is. Like, I'm a writer. I didn't know I was a writer because I spent so much of my time focused on negative things that were keeping me bound in a bad way. But then when I started writing my memoir, and I thought, man, I love this and I'm good at this. I'm a good communicator and people get what I'm saying. And so, but that was just the beginning of what God was developing in me. Now I've found myself to be able to do a lot of editing, to do counseling, to do public speaking, things that I never thought were possible, and that in the beginning were not possible. But because I allowed myself to begin to believe what God said was true about me, it then opened avenues that further enlightened me to what I was created for. And that's what gives you value. Living in your purpose. That's what intensifies and increases your worth of yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. So let's start focusing on the good stuff and opening our minds to the possibility of what God has for us so that we can live in our purpose fully. Have a great week. You can do it. It'll make a difference. See you guys next week.